Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all lovely folks, friends, and well wishers across the globe. You are live with Shelley with another refreshing Infinite Rec Global Power Talk session with an amazing international speaker amongst us. Well, before we begin, at the outset, let me give a small briefing about REC, which is a versatile social media platform designed and developed under the aegis of Educos Unite of Scholars, backed by the global community of educators, mental health professionals, motivational leaders, and life skill trainers. Now, carrying a vision to connect the global educational community for exchange of ideas, diversifying situation based learning, and having solution based learning is what we keep striving for. Our vision and mission is to serve the educational fraternity ranging from scholars to students with all possible solutions and opportunities to further enhance their skill sets. So, ladies and gentlemen, burst the bubble, the modern leader. Well, if you talk about me, well, I can tell you about the 10 qualities that should serve as a foundation for the modern leader. The first quality which is coming in my mind is flexibility. It's no wonder that flexibility is a highly sought after skill, not only in leadership roles, but all the way down to entry level and internship positions. Second is keep learning. Constant, lifelong learning is the hallmark. And when you talk about communication, how else could you get your team behind you if it were not for good communication? Be a networking and relationship building master. Delegation skills. Knowing how to properly delegate is a critical quality because it exemplifies how well you, as a leader, understand your team. Responsibility credit must be given to whom and where it is due throughout your workforce. Walk the walk. This is just a figurative way of leading by example. As many of these, cliches saying goes, actions speak louder than words, and no words are needed to exemplify leadership that will get more people in your organization to follow you. And integrity, at the heart of integrity is truthfulness. Last but not the least is thinking ahead. Leaders must always be prepared to adjust their strategies to capture emerging opportunities to tackle unexpected challenges. But I think beyond this, I don't have any other things to say. So, August gathering, this is just a drop in the ocean. Please get ready for the fresh, invigorating session on the modern leader with a special international guest of ours who is none other than but our very own Dr. Femida Mohammed from Sri Lanka. Now, who is Dr. Mohammed? She is a senior business management professional specialized in people and organizational development. She is a motivational speaker, international board member of Teragini Consultancy, Hyderabad, international advisory member of World Peace Commission, and also she is an international director of the Talent Development Wing at the Vishwa Humanity United Royal Council. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to Dr. Femida Mohammed for gracing our platform. And I hope today many attendees will be able to seek a little guidance from her powerful talk. So, good evening, Dr. Femida Mohammed, and a very warm welcome to our platform. The stage is all yours, and I request you to enlighten the audience with your warm pearls of wisdom. But before that, just a small intro from your side, Dr.
Thank
Femida
you
Mohammed.
so very much, Dr. Shelley. That was indeed a glorious introduction, and I'm humbled and honored to have heard those words from you. It is indeed a great pleasure and indeed a privilege to be on this platform to share what I think of a modern leader is. Dr. Shelley, why would I have a passion towards leadership? It's all where the experiences. A leader can breaketh or maketh a man. It is how that guiding light in your life, that mentor, the assistance, the guidance directs you towards the right path. And I might say that at some point of time, I may have been guided and mentored the right way, shaping and molding me for who I am today. And there are even some who had let me down badly and made me feel that I'm not supposed to be where I am. Now, these have been the 11-year career journey that I carry as my experiential structure. There I began, okay, fine. So, what is this leadership about? So, leadership is what actually forms the foundation of every organization. And one stage, I understood that we are all leaders in our own ways. I inspire my children. My children tell me that, Mom, you certain ways I want to follow your steps. Why? You inspire me. Well, if a leader is meant to impact, influence, inspire, then we are all leaders in our own unique ways. You very rightly stated, Dr. Shelley, that a leader is supposed to be flexible, have
Yeah,
perfect communication skills.
perfect.
Picture perfect. Picture perfect is all what we have always spoken about. But a leader is a human. A leader need not be the perfect role model. A leader needs to show a learning capability. A senior person who is willing to learn. Wow, learnings and leadership are indispensable to each other, and they are interdependable. You learn and you awaken that leader within you. And that is where my catchphrase, burst the bubble, comes in. Every person in our own ways, we actually become very comfortable at some stage, because when I start doing these talk shows, at one point of time I become very comfortable. I know what to say, when to say, how to interact with people. Now I
Exactly.
have come into my comfort bubble. I know what to do. Now, does this mean that I have reached my benchmark, or should I be raising my yardsticks? Because excellence can never be met. Excellence is more like the mistress who is never satisfied. You need to be giving more and more and more.
True.
You reach point A, excellence goes point B. Hey, I'm here. You're not yet there. And that is how we learn, we grow, we develop. And when we talk in leadership terms, it is how we do it together. I goes off the dictionary and we comes in together.
Perfect.
Me,
That's
myself,
great.
and
That's great. Yeah.
that is how I see a modern leader as. A modern leader is flexible in his style, in his or her
Yes.
styles, because we
Mhm.
have come across several leadership styles. Let me say, when I started my career, I was under a very bureaucratic and authoritative leader who always has used to have these stringently established and enforced rules. His decisions were absolute. Discipline demands immediate compliance. And he always engages in top down interactions. Listen, I've got to say, don't talk, is what he always said. Maybe this style was not effective when trying to lead high skilled individuals or ambitious individuals who always want to learn, be a part of the forum. But he always taught me one lesson. It is through his authoritative and bureaucratic style I became who I am within the 2 years of my first year. There were times and terms where I used to cry in front of him when he used to blast me. But that was my learning curve. And from laissez
Great.
faire to visionary
Mhm.
to altruistic, here we are, the modern leader who brings in the blend, often authoritative, often bureaucratic, often altruistic, of a visionary leader. Act according to the situation because you are dealing with diverse personalities. Dr.
Okay.
Shelley, I might not tell everything that you might want to hear,
Mhm.
but it is
Okay.
my opinion, and
Yeah. Yeah.
individualities
Yeah.
have to be accepted, and a leader has to be quite observant about those individual aspects, the diverse personalities, and how he could complement the strengths and weaknesses of each individual he works with to meet common grounds. We
I
all
think,
work towards
Pamela,
an
this
equal.
is a great start of the session because I have been flooded with so many questions. The moment, Bubble the Burst, the modern leader, is spoken out here in the forum. So I'm getting the questions. Do you mind picking me up some questions for you?
Of course, please.
Yeah. So one of the attendees, he wants to know how would exactly a modern leader positively impact a business?
A modern leader's way is unique and includes traits developed through a variety of leaderships, as I just mentioned to you. Great leaders tend to motivate and inspire. What does business want? They have an organizational goal, they have a communication style, they have a vision, mission. Now, this organizational development is what creates business impact. A modern leader would always be available to bridge the gaps, understand diverse individuals, be able to create a clear communication path. Because we keep talking about corporate social responsibility, stakeholder
Exactly.
well being, employee well being, but are we quite sure that these preaches that we make are practiced in reality? Are these techniques, are these so called theories that lie out there in the public domain being practiced? Now, that's a $1 million question. That modern leader I always refer to will be that missing link, always connecting the dots through strategies, through humanity, through culture, and he wears a lot of hats: a listener, a communicator, an employer brand ambassador, a trainer, a change facilitator, to be the champion, and he would be the one to influence people by passing the obstacles, taking the leap of faith, and proving them through results and outcomes, saying, this will work. Now, let's do this together. This is what we want. And what do you want? Because after all, these have to produce business results. What would CEO and chairman want? Profits, productivity. When there is employee engagement, there is productivity. When there is productivity, it simply leads to success, business success, financial success. The modern leader will understand all of this stuff and be able to be that corporate communications officer, the liaison individual, to be sure that this stays intact. And I hope I answered the question.
Famindo, very much, I was quite impressed by your answer. But do you think dictatorship often win in some business?
Can you please repeat that question, Dr. Shelley? I'm sorry.
Dictatorship. I'm talking about the dictatorship. Suppose you talk about a leader. If the boss becomes a dictator, is he or she able to generate the business in a profitable manner as he or she desired?
Dr. Shelley, one of the most important mother skills of all skills that we as a leader on our own ways, and a leader who leads a team of people or a group of people, communication. Dr. Shelley, if I'm working with you, if I come to you
Yeah.
and say, Dr. Shelley,
Hmm,
ABC, do it,
hmm,
you'll be like, okay, I'm going to do it at my own time. She can show all the attitude she wants. Or I come and sit with you, well, I need something, and there is a mistake that's done. Well, I still sit, cooperate, and say, Dr. Shelley, there is ABC that needs to be done. This is the timeline. Do you think you need my support in doing this? Is there anything that I can provide to you as support, shadow, guidance, so that we can finish it within the time? And do reach out to me if there's anything, Dr. Shelley. I'll be there. You have my number, you have my email. Now, which of this style would work, Dr. Shelley?
of course, if you talk about myself, I will be opting for the second option. And after completing the work, I'll go back to my boss and say, Sir, what's the next job you want to give me?
There you
That is
go.
because, see, the way you give, the same way we take up. It is give and take. If you being polite with me, I will go extra ahead to complete the work, and moreover, I would be rather obliged for doing the second work also. But yes, of course, if the boss behaves like a dictator, it's only like maybe I'll finish the work, but it will not be my 100% output. I'll not give my 100% output because I will not do the work with my heart and soul. Because once if you become the dictator, so that is what you lose, that employee, that the job satisfaction also. So I think this question is well answered, Famida. And there is a guest with us, and she's asking, what are five main attributes of a modern leader?
Starting with agility, I would say, starting with agility, a modern leader is actually ready to explore new terrains. And then we have uncharted territories, perhaps. Because with the significant evolution of a leader from an authoritative, the dictator that we just discussed about, the bossy type, a modern leader will be modern, and agility will go hand in hand, perhaps independent. To talk about agility, it's a much needed attribute in all of us. In the modern context of life and business, an individual's level of agility It's directly to being quick and acceptance towards change and improvisation. It's actually highlighting on how alert and cautious we are to both the internal and external factors of influence. Now, if you ask me what would be the 10, just give me a reason why I need to be agile. It's the ever changing business landscape in which you want to thrive yourself. Open to change, as I just mentioned before. It's not only open to change, it's open to feedback and to have that quick and structured transition from phase one to phase two. Because our agility has been tested to the core with the pandemic that we are ongoing. And the other one would be to being present and acceptive. Accepting the given circumstances without resistance will help any leader to be modern on the skills, talents, and resources to meet the current needs. Because what are the needs? These are the demands of people that we always work, the internal and external stakeholders. With change being the only constant, leaders need to release the need for absolute certainty to respond and lead with confidence in the face of ambiguities. And then comes versatility and dynamism. Rigid leaders, or the authoritative dictator, the bureaucratic leaders, do what feels comfortable and familiar to them because they do not want to be known as people who failed. Now, this is what leads them. Modern leaders adapt to the uncomfortable and they show, as I just told you, the modern leader and how he would contribute to the business impact. Take that leap of faith, meet the obstacles, break the walls, push the borders, further the horizons. Now, this will show people yes, we have the right leader. The empowerment, the encouragement, the motivation, the need to change will overpower the fear and the doubts that lie within himself and the team. The continuous improvement is also very important. An agile leader, a modern leader, takes the time to continuously listen and learn before responding, rather than being reacting and having these knee jerk reactions. As you listen and learn, you will adapt to your approach. And how you deliver the experience based on current and immediate needs will definitely be sure to alleviate all pain points of your company, of your customers, and your internal stakeholders. And one more beautiful attitude, a very impressive attitude of a modern leader would be to have a can do attitude rather than a know it all attitude. Higher development capacity. Trust me, a can do attitude is higher development capacity. Despite the buzz evolving agility, how many of us are truly agile? Can we just keep changing just like that? No, we need time. Applicability. This is where applications occur. Don't change from A to B. You've got A point A, A point B, A point C. Know your substructures. Now, this is where applicability will create less challenges. But when we are able to create contexts imbued with safety, trust, and also be able to take in different perspectives, then the change is more welcomed and we are able to converge, integrate, and merge our skills and capabilities. Now, these they might show certain appropriate vulnerabilities, but they might not have all the answers. A modern leader might not have all the answers, and a modern leader would reach out for help because asking for help is not vulnerability. It is the symbol of strength and courage. I do not know. Can you learn? Can you teach me? I'm ready to learn because I need to keep evolving. Self awareness and a reflective disposition on the whole. This is what the main attributes of a modern leader.
Famida, I'm actually amazed by the answer given by you because what you spoke was that even an agile leader must be a listener first and must be a learner first. Unless and until an agile leader doesn't listen and doesn't learn, I don't think so. The structure which you talk about, A point B, A point C, the entire structure he can work upon. So I think the five attributes which you have spoken about will do wonders. And I think this is a very good insight which you have given to this question. And now, my third audience, he wants to know, why should one seek to be a modern leader? I mean, what is the use for becoming a modern leader?
All right. Look at our children. I'll begin from a very simple example. Can
Yeah.
you reason with the children these days? Why? Because they are accessible. They've got easy access within clicks or touch, I would say. Simple
Yeah.
touch, there goes. The information is wide out there. Remember, the audience you are addressing has evolved, has grown, has developed, and they are in the most advanced stages of life.
And pandemic has taught
What?
this. Moreover, pandemic
Oh,
and the
yes, I would
virtual
say.
virtual education, what we have given to the children, I think that is the best thing which you're talking about.
Oh, yes. People ask me, my God, Famila, how is life during pandemic? I was like, absolutely wonderful. I'm connected. I'm globally connected thanks to pandemic. It wouldn't have occurred if pandemic never came. I would still be sitting in my office room talking to the small inner circle that I have.
So that
Now
is
I
why we
know,
say
Dr. Shelley,
pandemic is somehow a blessing in disguise.
it is. I'll truly agree with that. Now, why a modern leader? Competitive edge. A business is competitive. What is an organization? An organization is a compilation of talents, skills, competencies who are brought together on a common platform to form a united front. When you have the skills, competencies, talents keep evolving, a modern leader, a person who leads from within or leads from the back, needs to know the in and outs of each people. How should you be doing this? Because any point of time, you're going to be looking for help. They're going to be looking for help, for guidance, or for some support. The agility, the
Yes,
learning capability, the listening capability, and the strength to ask will make you a person with very high seniority level in knowledge. You keep evolving. You should be able to speak to your senior executive and ask, hey, do you know what this is all about? This is so new to me. Learn. And tomorrow, with your experience, you will be able to put your wisdom knowledge into it, applicability, less challenges, and then form your substructure and be that person. That senior executive is going to be quite amazed to see, wow, I just said only few words about this and he or she knows so much.
exactly.
That is why a modern leader needs to be.
Famida, we have an interesting guest with us. And I believe, you might also be knowing that whether we talk about the offline platforms or whether we talk about the online platforms or whether we talk about any business, any organization, or whatever organization is running online and offline, but competition is always there. So that is why one guest of us asked, with the fast pace of change, how should one gear up to stay competitive?
Once again,
Yeah.
learnings.
With the
Keep
fast
learning.
pace of change, how should one gear up to stay competitive?
What would change at all? The change
Pandemic,
of
I believe,
self?
maybe.
Of course. No, what has the pandemic brought to us? The change of what? The change of further connectivity, the change of global knowledge.
Yes.
Now, to stay competitive, it is the ability to learn. I would always say, keep learning, however senior you might be in an organization. The willingness to learn, the willingness to adapt, the willingness to adopt is
No, I
what
resonate with you, Famida, over here. What I believe that for learning, we never require any age. There is no age for learning, even if you become the boss of your company. Even if you are sitting at a very senior level, yes, I resonate with you that for learning, there is never an age, and it should only be the willingness. And I think the more you learn, the more successful you be.
completely resonate with you once again, Dr. Shelley. It's simple. It's a simple formula. Keep learning. Never say it's enough. Never get complacent. Whenever you feel complacent, remember you stop and push those boundaries, your fears, your doubts. How am I going to do this? Oh my God, what if I fail? Wonderful. You're going to know how you should not be doing certain things. Thomas Alva Edison said, it was not 100 times that I failed. I know 99 times of how a bulb would not work. Now, congratulations to that. Every time you fail, you are succeeding. You are a step closer to success. And your competitive edge would make you more and more knowledgeable, would for you to demonstrate, project, and portray that confident personality who knows this, no, this, yes. Learn, ask, and share. Simple.
The last sentence which you spoke is, I think, very, very important. First is you are learning something, but unless and until you don't share it to others, you will not progress, you will not grow. Because at times, if people think, yes, we will learn lots and lots of things, but we'll not share it, we'll keep it to ourselves only because, by sharing the knowledge goes to other. But this is wrong. The more you share your wisdom to the people, the more knowledgeable you become. So I think
Absolutely.
pandemic has given us the good platforms wherein the exchange of knowledge is there, the sharing of knowledge is there, because various places we go, we learn also, and at the same time we share the knowledge also. And I believe the more the knowledge is shared, the more knowledgeable, successful we become. So very good, Famida, very nicely answered question. And the next question the guest is asking is, how does leadership and life complement one and another?
It's a beautiful concept, Dr. Shelley. Let me see. Where does leadership stem from? It stems from ourself. Mastering others is a strength. Mastering oneself is true power. Now, why would you understand where the self plays vital role in every aspect of our path in both personal and professional walks of life? Knowing ourselves will help us understand the techniques of mastering excellence. When you know that these few steps, these are the processes that we need to follow to reach the desired outcome, we are able to guide, mentor, assist, and shadow the team, which could be our family, a corporate team, anything. We need to be filled. You can never pour out of an empty cup. When we have the power to design our life, which would put us through a series of learnings, enlighten us on the roadmaps, milestones, challenges, once again, we are able to share those valuable knowledge to others. Responsibility towards self triggers need for action that converts into results. The need for a result driven, object oriented, and a growth mindset is pivotal in a leader. When you do not have that need to learn, to grow, to develop, to have that result driven or objective oriented mindset, why would you go and preach it? Practice what you preach. Every individual is their behavior. Your perception is your projection is your personality. Learn how to take information. Learn how when you put forth life and leadership, it is the same. Maybe unfortunately it's the words and the summed up alphabets that form it might look different, but it is the same. You lead your life, you lead your growth. You keep saying I can do this even in adverse situations, even during ambiguities. You stay strong, you stay courageous. Now you build that entire gamut of knowledge and wisdom. Go and simply place it forth. Now, that is how life complements leadership, and leadership acts as a support system to life.
Very nicely said, Famida. Very nicely said. And one more. I mean, the question which I want to ask from my side, and that is, do you think leaders are born or leaders are created?
Both, I would say. You need to have that. Now, when I say, what is a leader? Leaders are self driven, they are self starters, they are initiators, they are fast learners. They're able to adapt, they empower themselves, hence, they are able to empower others. They're always looking for collaboration. Now, these needs are inbuilt traits. Well, some may be missing, but you need to have that need to learn. Everybody has to be fully geared to say, I am going to do this. Not everyone has it. It needs to be built, and there are certain components and attributes of a leader that we also acquire. through our experiential learning and experimental learning. So, my answer to that question, Dr. Shelley, both. You need to be born with a few qualities of a leader, which facilitates and enables you to acquire further qualities.
Now that's it's something very good, very well answered, Famida. But I think the guests are very much satisfied because I'm getting some great reviews on the platform here. But can you give me the three important takeaways which the audience are actually expecting from you on this great topic of the modern leader?
What I would always say is diversity and inclusion form that need beyond caste, creed, religion, age, societal status, disposable income. Trust me, what you have to see is within the physical outlook of a person. Look into that beautiful brain, because that beautiful creative mind and brain can further create, enhance, enrich, uplift so much of knowledge and wisdom in others. Always believe that you are your inspiration. Have your future self, have your roadmap, and have milestones. When you understand your goals, and when you know that you've got your resources to fulfill those goals, and then you have your actions in place to acquire those goals, your roadmap is set. A person is made of a map, according to neuro linguistic programming. Never have territories to those maps. Keep pushing your boundaries. A modern leader is agile, and it is within that agility branches out the can do attitude, the learner's attitude, the growth mindset, the cooperative, collaborative mindset. And all of these skills are summed up beautifully when you know how to communicate your need, communicate to take and to give both. My takeaways hence would be that modern leader. It's going to be tough, because if there is some sort of rigidity in you, then be conscious of it. Self awareness, self management is very important. Each and every of us are very unique in our own unique ways. In that form, we are able to understand what do we want and why do we want it. Simon Sinek says it very beautifully. Why we do what we do. Keep answering that question every single day before you sleep. Look at yourself, and when you do answer that, you're self reflecting, and then you will be able to understand what you did and what you shouldn't have done and what you could have done better. Every day is a fresh day. Be it a human, be it a corporate leader, be it a domestic front. Every day is a new beginning. You're given another chance to live, because not everybody is rendered with that chance by the holy phenomenon. The Almighty has chosen you, you are the chosen one. Hence, go ahead, start the day, and take your learnings with you. Carry the baggage. People say not to talk about bad baggages, but carry the baggage of learnings. Keep learning, because as you learn, the leader in you starts sprouting out. And through your learnings, I always will keep saying this, because it is a component that needs to be reinstated, because people say, why do I have to learn at this age? Why do I have to learn now? No, I have an MBA. Certificates, congratulations, keep it aside. Go have that go-getter attitude. Applicability only happens when you have the willingness to change, the willingness to ask, the willingness to learn. Keep improving yourselves, be a better version, and there you will reach a point when you will understand the growth, the roadmap, or the journey that you have traveled is indeed a very transformative one. It is absolutely a beautiful journey where you will see that you might have even reached a status where you didn't imagine to be. You wouldn't have, it would be a step further than you thought. the belief, the values, the ideals, the principles. Simple, in a nutshell, leadership stems from you. Be that leader, the inspirational, influential, and impactful leader, modern leader.
Famida, that was beautiful, awesome, commendable. I would rather say, because the last key takeaway is the portion which you summed up actually. You summed up in a beautiful manner, right from the agility of the leader to the learning instinct and can do attitude. See, if we have to say, I can't do it, you can never become a leader. But you often, if you persist, yes, I can do it, yes, you can, yes, I can, then I mean the roadmap which you talked about will be successful. Okay, and I think the ice on the cake is the communication power. Unless and until you don't have the good communication power to connect it with your employees, to connect it with your people all around, you won't be successful. So I guess the agility which you talked about, the learning instinct which you talked about, and the flexibility also, okay, and also the manner in which you plan your skills and all. So I think all these factors will lead you to a success. And also, if you have that positive attitude towards your life, that yes, negativity should not pour in, positivity should always be there, whether whatever challenges come in our life, whatever tough situation come in life. But yes, if you are determined, if you have that if you have perseverance in your life, I mean, you need to get successful, and you will be getting successful. And I believe, a leadership quality is always there in everybody. The only thing is, you have to check yourself, you have to test yourself, and you have to feel, yes, I can do it. Nobody else will say, yeah, Famida, you can become a leader. Why should I tell you you can become a leader? I think all of us are born leaders. The only thing is, we need to test it, and we need to prove ourselves. And that can be done and done when we have the zeal to do it, that determination, that willpower. Yes, I will do it. I have that attitude, can do attitude, which you spoke about here. I will be doing it, and I will do it. And I believe, yes, if you are a good leader, if you are a modern leader, you will take your team to the platform. And once the goal is finished, you will not sit and relax. Yes, mission accomplished. No. Because see, if mission is accomplished, that means you are dead. No, you have to work on the next channel, you have to work on the next platform. And as you say, for learning there is never an age. Try to explore different horizons. Then one job is over, please pick up the second assignment, and then go on in life. So I think, Famida, you have really done justice to this, bubble the burst, the modern leader. And I guess, the audience must have got the good perspective whatever you have given here on this platform. So I'm really honored, and I am grateful for you having gracing the platform and given us a power dose on this great topic. So with gratitude, I welcome, and I also bid goodbyes to this beautiful platform and this beautiful session of us. And I believe this was a worthful session which had great meaning, because I believe you were able to deliver it so well. And even the summary which you have summed up was great, and I'm getting the positive feedbacks from the audience as well. So you have done justice to this. So thank you from Rec Talks, and we hope to meet again, Famida. A great evening from my side. Thank you so much for gracing the platform. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for the opportunity. I am honored myself. Thank you very much.
So a great evening ahead. Thank you so much.